Hi folks, welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. Not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi, welcome back from Fox News. Supreme Court to hear major gun rights appeal over carrying concealed handguns in public. Supreme Court agrees to hear what could be the biggest gun rights case in more than a decade. That's true. And they agree to take the case. Now, they turned down 3 other cases that took away somebody's right to own a firearm, they think unlawfully. They turned those down. They maybe don't want to take all 4. I get it. It only takes 4 justices to hear a case. I'm hoping they'll say, well, in this case, the guy had the right to carry concealed handgun. Some states allowed concealed. They'd rather have concealed than open carry. That way people don't see him walking around with guns. And frankly, I would rather have it that way. I don't dislike open carry. I think I lose it for criminals basically saying, listen, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I don't know if this person's carrying. I can't tell. I kind of like that, but I'm not against open carry either, but I digress. Let's read on. Supreme Court announced Monday that it will hear a major gun rights case over whether ordinary citizens can be legally prohibited from carrying concealed handguns for self-defense outside their homes. Yeah. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. You don't like the amendment? You don't like the way it's worded? Go through the process, change the amendment, or have the amendment appealed. And by the way, there's only been one amendment ever repealed, and that was the idiocy called prohibition. You can't keep and carry. Keeping means in your house. Okay, use it for self-protection, I get it. But you can't bear arms inside your house. It makes no sense. The Constitution is clear, crystal clear. What is the good of protecting yourself in the area around you if you can't leave your home with your handgun or a weapon? It makes 0 sense. You know, you could have a concealed gun inside your home? That's just stupid. The case brought by the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association challenged the New York law that prohibits citizens from carrying a gun outside their home without a license that the state makes difficult to obtain. Now, I live in New York, upstate, not New York City. I applaud this. The Constitution is crystal clear. And just because a lot of people don't like that amendment doesn't mean you can ignore it. There is no asterisk on the bottom from the Second Amendment that says, well, we can do anything we want to twist and turn it. We don't like it, but we'll make it so it's impotent with really restricting ridiculous gun laws. It's states' rights, you know. Well, no. The Constitution overrides all states' rights. Let's read on. Here's another good story. Montana governor signs bill to protect Second Amendment from federal gun restrictions. There's some states that are saying if the ATF comes in a constitutional carry state and starts confiscating weapons, the state authorities and county authorities will arrest the ATF officials. That ought to be real interesting. Petition for a writ of Area, I can't pronounce that, it's a legal term, saying it is limited to the following question: whether the state's denial of petitioners' applications for concealed carry licenses for self-defense violated the Second Amendment. Not so much denial, even though that's quite common. It's ridiculous, the hoops they make you jump through. You go to fill out a license, and they ask you why you want the firearm. Well, it's none of your effing business why I want it, frankly. When you go to register to vote, which is your right in the Constitution, when you go to fill out your registration card to vote, hopefully you fill out your registration card, they ask you why you want to vote. It makes zero sense. It's a right. And this is the distinction that people don't understand. The Bill of Rights, the founders believed, and many of us believe, because it's true, are rights given to people from God. Now, if you don't believe in God, that's fine. That's your business. But they're undeniable human rights, not rights given by government that can be taken away. Inalienable rights, period. New York is among 8 states that limit who has the right to carry a weapon in public. The others are California, Delaware, Hawaii, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and Rhode Island. Well, there's a shocking list there. The case would be the biggest gun rights case the High Court has heard in more than a decade, as the High Court in recent years has rarely weighed in on Second Amendment issues. Paul Clement, representing challengers to New York's permit law, said the court should use the case to settle the issue once and for all. I agree. We'll give Mr. Clement a round of applause on that one. I agree. Thus, the nation is split with the Second Amendment alive and well in the vast middle of the nation, and those same rights disregarded near the coast. Clement wrote on behalf of the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association and 2 New York State residents. That's true. What would happen if you're 18 years old, you go to register to vote, say we'll pick a state in the middle of the country, Nebraska, and you register to vote, and then you decide to move, and you move to, we'll say, Virginia, and you can't vote there unless you're 21. Well, the law says I have the right to vote at 18. Oh, not in Virginia, you don't. And by the way, you have to do all these things. You have to fill these 18 forms, come back in a month, come back in a month and a half, come back in 3 months, and then usually we'll give you the wrong order of forms. You have to go through the whole process again, and maybe 4 or 5 months later, maybe if your record is so crystal clean, the only one cleaner is Jesus himself, maybe we might issue you your gun permit. There'll be hell to pay. There'll be hell to pay. Calling on the court to reject the appeal, the state said its law promotes public safety and crime reduction, and neither bans people from carrying guns nor allows anyone to do so. Yeah, technically that might be true, but they make it impossible for you to get a concealed permit. Impossible. It's just a con. We know it's in the Constitution. We don't like it. We wish it wasn't in there. So what we'll basically do is we'll just ignore it and make it really, really, really hard for you. But no problem, though. In the big cities and the inner cities, all the gang members can get all the guns they want to illegally. Not a problem. Wow, what a great system. The court rarely takes Second Amendment cases, but now it's decided to hear one of the most critical Second Amendment issues, NRA Institute for Legislative Action Executive Director Jason Kwame said in a statement. We're confident the court will tell New York and other states that our Second Amendment right to defend ourselves is fundamental and doesn't vanish when we leave our homes. The case will likely be argued in the fall. Usually, what is it, the first Monday in October, I think? But here's the problem. We've had these cases before. And the Supreme Court has ruled for the permission to carry. Not permission, because it's in the Constitution. To defend the right to carry under the Constitution. And the states ignore it. Look at New York City and Washington, D.C. How the hell does New York City have the right to say that? They're not even a state. I wish they were, and they cut upstate New York where I live and make us a separate state. That would be wonderful. They want to make D.C. a state? Okay. Do it in the old days, during the slavery days. Balance of power. When they had a free state, they had a slave state. That way nobody had power over the other. That was the compromise that was made. You want to make D.C. a state? Yeah, let New York State, upstate, become its own state. Just like West Virginia separated from Virginia during the Civil War. That's your trade. I think that'd be a great idea. It would be very, very conservative state. And I would welcome that. And I might seriously consider not leaving New York if that became separate. But that's another issue, but it's all tied together. Do I have faith that the Supreme Court will come to a constitutional decision and make it crystal clear under the Constitution what's allowed? Not that much. I don't have that much faith. I put it at 40%, and I'm being generous with that. But even if it was a 6-3, which I doubt if Roberts would do it, but even if he did, 6-3, right to carry, constitutional right to carry, period. The states in the large cities would just ignore it. They would just ignore it. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm a lot more comfortable with the court ruling specifically and in detail. So that way there's no misunderstanding. Not some vague opinion. And I would love to have the opinion, if this goes through and they side with the gun owner, that Justice Clarence Thomas write the decision. That would be wonderful. He's my hero on that court. The man's a genius. He knows what he's talking about. But he's got one problem. He's a black man that's a conservative, and that makes him a monster. You should watch the documentary that was done. I forget who it was. You can buy it online. Absolutely stunning, remarkable. The man's a remarkable man, and he's a model of what this country's capable of. When people stop acting like victims. He came from nothing, less than nothing, in southern Georgia during Jim Crow as a young black boy. Can he get any crappier than that? Now he sits on the highest court in the land. So don't tell me this country sucks. Because if you're willing to try and you're willing to work hard, anything is possible. And I think that would be absolutely amazing if he was to swing vote and allowed to carry concealed in all states. And Justice Thomas wrote that decision. I would read that, and I would read it with honor, and it would be his legacy long after he's gone. Until the next time, folks, goodbye and good luck.